everyone, today's video is going to be a little bit different from me. As I'm sure you can already tell, I look a little lopsided. And I'm going to do a tutorial. I'm going to give y'all this very warm, orangey, autumnal, smoky, Thanksgiving kind of look. I'm not sure what we're going to call it yet, but that's what the goal was. I did go ahead and use my Kat Von D Vida Loca palette. I absolutely love this thing. I have done a full-on, in-depth, swatching every color review of it, which I'll link below in case you're interested. I highly, highly, highly recommend it though. And so I kind of created this look. Now, if you've been watching me for a while, you might know tutorials are not usually my thing. I very rarely post them, and the reason why is, well, there's two reasons really. Number one, I don't have editing software. I know that there's some ways you can do it, I just don't know how, and right now, with my master's program and everything that's going on, it's kind of hard for me to dedicate the time to learn how to use it, to be honest. So I don't know how to edit. And number two is I am in no way, shape, or form a makeup artist. So if you're thinking, oh, this is the best way to do it, and if you want someone that's a professional that can tell you exactly what to do, I don't know how to do it. This is what I do. I usually, for the most part, like when my makeup comes out, so it's how I do it. If I'm totally wrong and I'm giving you a terrible technique, I'm sorry. This is what works for me. So, all of that being said, we're going to go ahead and start this look. I have put on foundation and concealer. As you can definitely see, still I know, I'm having a really bad like chin breakout going on right now. I'm not really sure why. Also, I do already have on this Somebody tinted Lucky Lips tinted lip balm in cinnamon orange. It's in my 9 by New Year's, and I'm going to be using a lot of those products, so I'll go ahead and link that video down below. If my dogs are driving me crazy, I'm sorry. I have tried to put them up and they're just not having it. They're being crazy. Sometimes that happens. So if you hate that, I really apologize, honestly, but what are you going to do? So let's just get into the video. Oh, and if you have any questions, I have done a review of this already too. It's the Becca Jaclyn Hill Champagne Glow Palette. I'll link that review down below, but I'm just going to be using it for my mirror. I might be using Champagne Pop too for my highlight. We'll just see when we get there. But this is a great mirror. I mentioned that a lot in that video, but again, that'll be linked down below. So, we're kind of going to be focusing in on this side of the palette today. So again, I have that whole video linked down below, and I'll tell you the shades as I'm doing it. So this is the shade Legend. It's a sparkly glittery shadow. This is the Eco Tools flat shader brush. I do recommend tapping off, which is going to mean it's harder to build up. These shadows, oh, and I didn't mention, I do have the Revlon Colorstay Smoky Shadow Stick in the shade 205 Atomic. I do have that already on my lid. I should have waited and done that in this video, but I forgot. I just started doing it. I'm like, wait a minute, what are you doing? So, this is really similar to that Smoky Shadow Stick. I'm sorry, guys. Get out. Hippo, out. Kanga, out. I'm wearing boxers. I'm sorry. I tried to keep them out, and they're just being rowdy, and I'm sure it's very distracting to y'all. I'm sorry. I have dogs. I love them. So, again, we're just going to put it all over the whole lid. And see, if I had editing, I would be able to edit that out to make them super professional and wonderful. Oh, well. Then we're going to take this, which is the Nicka K Angled Shadow Brush. Right here, and we're going to put that in the shade Harpsichord, which is just like a shimmery orangey shade, and we're going to stamp it kind of angled, and then we're going to bring it in. Well, that, you can't even see it, can you? These shadows are really pigmented. There we go, but they also are really fallout prone, so you have to kind of tap them off. So it's, I don't know, it's kind of, you gotta find the best happy medium of tapping off, but then not having to take 27 years to build it up. Now, you might notice, I don't know if I have hooded eyes. I feel like everyone says they have hooded eyes, so I don't really know if I really do. But I find it that when my eyes are all the way open, you can't really see my shadows very well. So what I do is I kind of bring them into the crease a little bit, like my lid shades. So this is just right here, and I did the same thing with that Legend yellow shade. So, and then we're gonna, you know, you gotta kind of blend it out. I don't think I'm very good at blending, to be honest. I think sometimes my looks can be slightly choppy, but, you know, nobody's perfect. We're just all learning. I'm definitely very new. Not very new to makeup, but not a professional. So, there we go. And then if you want, we can take that Eco Tools flat shader brush into Legend again and just pack that over. Again, going into the crease a little bit. But I find going back into that lid shade does help with the blending. So then we're going to take this thing, which is kind of like a pencil brush type deal. It's actually what came in my Anastasia Beverly Hills Maya Mia palette. You know, we're going to use what we got. So I want to take that into this bright orange Analogue shade. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply it really above the crease. So let me try, I'm going to try to look and do it at the same time. So you see how it's not really deep into that crease, it's kind of above it. Like right where my shadows are ending. And again, I just find that that makes it easier to see with my eyes, because I do have smaller eyes. So bringing it all the way above and then kind of using it to define the outside of my shadow. Well, that looks a little much, doesn't it? Well, we'll blend it out later, guys. And, you know, sometimes the eyeshadows on either side doesn't match. And you know what you do? You say, well, that's life today. What are you going to do? Alright, so there we go. Now we're going to go into the shade Moulder, which is this kind of yellow tone, light shade. There's quite a few. If you have a darker skin tone, obviously use a different one. This is just what we're going to use to blend it out. So, it's very similar to my skin tone. It's slightly lighter. If I wanted a really subtle brow bone highlight, I could probably use this. And I do put it out here on the side of my eye and bring it over. I just use it to blend out the shadows so we don't look so crazy. Now, a lot of people do the trick of using the tape on the outside, and if that's what you like to do, by all means do it. I just think it looks a little stark for my personal preference. So you see that we didn't really use any super dark shades. If you want to darken it up on the outside, like, you know, put some deep brown down in there or something, by all means. I just think that, you know, for me, if you're gonna do that, it gets a little too deep and smoky. So this is more, quote unquote, daytime, excuse me, daytime appropriate. That's just my opinion. Some people might look at you and say, what are you doing, going out to the club? And I'd say, no, I'm just going to dinner with my dad. I'm having dinner at my dad's house this year. And now we're going to go into this Lyric shade right here, which is a slightly more yellow tone. So there's Lyric and Shells, which are both the shimmery, glittery, highlighty shades. Lyric is more yellow tone, Shells is more cool white tone. So I'm going to go into Shells since we're going into a warmer look. And I'm just going to dab that into that inner corner. I like a really highlighted, shimmery inner corner. Some people think that's overdone. It's up to you. They're fighting against the door now. They're going to be as distracting as possible. Oh, and this is the Crown Brush C47. There might be another number there. This is the crease and shadow brush. I don't know. It's this little double-ended brush. I got it in an Ipsy bag. And then I'm going to take the Lyric again, and I'm going to use that as my brow bone highlight. Oh, I've also already done my eyebrows. Not super deep or anything. So I'm going to put that in on my brow bone highlight. I usually like a matte brow bone highlight. And if you had a deeper skin tone, you could use that Moulder shade that I used as a brow bone highlight. It's not quite stark enough for me, so I'm going to use a shimmery highlight. I don't think it looks too frosty up there. So, there's the eyeshadow. I think that looks pretty good. What do y'all think? I like it. So, then we're going to go in with the Too Faced Perfect Eyes Waterproof Eyeliner in the shade Perfect Espresso. I wanted a brown today, just because, I don't know, I was feeling more brown with these warmer tones. And we're just going to line the upper lash line. I always want to, like, just use this, but I feel like it's going to look a hot mess if I do. And these eyeliners are so nice. They're super creamy and gel-like and pigmented. So just a simple line. It's a little thick up near the front, isn't it? Again, what are you going to do? And then I'm going to put that in my waterline as well. I would like to put it up there, you know, in your, what is that, your tight line or whatever. I can't. Every time I try, it just freaks me out. And I'm like, ah! So we don't do that. And then this is the L'Oreal Silkissime eyeliner in the shade Gold. And I'm going to put that on the bottom lash line, really close to the lash line. Not bringing it out too much. Can y'all hear that? I told y'all there's construction going on. I'm sorry. I wanted to film this video. It's a Saturday. I don't know the next time I'll be able to film, actually. Tomorrow probably, but then I'm going to be away for like a week. So if there's no videos, I haven't quit YouTube. It's just, you know, I gotta go home, see my family. This is the Tarte Lights Camera Lashes. So the one in the purple tube mascara. And I really like this one. So I'm just going to do that on my upper lashes. Now, if you like the look of mascara on your lower lashes, by all means put it there too. Sometimes I just think it looks too much. And I think, I don't know, a lot of times I don't like the way it ends up looking. So I've kind of recently got into the habit of not doing it. But that's just me. Again. Makeup is very much, what do you want to do? Do you hear them scratching at the door? They're mad at me. That's what happens when you don't listen to mommy, isn't it? You get locked out of the room. So, that's the eye look done. I'm going to go into my face products now, if you're interested. If not, goodbye. I'll see you later, hopefully. But there we go. I'm a big fan. So, now for my face. I haven't powdered yet. I'm going to try this. I haven't done this before, so this might be a hot mess. This is the Revlon Colorstay Smoky Shadow Stick. Again, it is in my 9 by New Year's, and I've got so much of it left, and I've been using it on my eyelids every day. It's really dry and glittery, but I'm thinking we're going to try it as a face highlight. Now for me, I just put highlights on the top of my cheekbones. I don't like that look of it down your nose because I think it just makes me look sweaty. Again, my opinion. So let's use the Beauty Blender to blend that out. Can y'all even see it? Oh, you can't in real life. So we're just gonna beat your face and blend it out. I love my Beauty Blender. I know they're expensive. I haven't tried the Real Techniques. I hear a lot of people say they're dupes, so I'm not going to tell you it is or it's not. I don't like to tell y'all dupes unless I've tried it myself. Oh, I mean, that worked okay. Maybe we should use our finger. I know sometimes I say that I'm a little southern. I'm from Georgia, in case you didn't know. Love it. Love being from the South. Alright, although we do have some negative stigmas I'm not such a big fan of, but that's alright. So, there's that. I don't think that did too much for us. So I'm going to take, this is a BH Cosmetics Angled Blush Brush. They're actually pretty soft, even though I was kind of afraid. But you see how splayed out the brushes are already? That's not too great. This is the e.l.f. St. Lucia Contouring Blush and Bronzer. The blush is in my 9 by New Year's, so we're going to kind of dip into it. It's a very pigmented blush. So there we go. And I start up here and blend it down, just circular motions. Because sometimes I put on too much blush. Which, you know, I mean, that's not the worst thing in the world to happen, but sometimes it happens. And this also is like a nice kind of, it's really slightly warm tone. It's got some gold glitter in it. But honestly, it's pretty neutral. I feel like it can go with anything. Which is why I chose it for this. Yeah, that's not too bad. Next, I'm going to take, here it is. This is the BH Cosmetics number 11. It's their highlighting brush. I like to use it for contouring. Rebel. So this is the NYC Sunny Bronzer. You can see I've used a lot of it. I'm really not enjoying it. So I put that in the contours of my cheeks. Now sometimes, if I'm feeling really crazy, and then I wipe it off, and then blend. If I'm feeling really crazy, I'll contour my nose. I do feel like I have a little bit of a wider nose. I mean, you know, nothing too extreme, just my personal feelings about it. But not today. I'm just not feeling it. To be honest, I'm probably not going to do anything today besides work on, I have 2 exams on Monday. And then 1 on Tuesday. And then I'm going home for Thanksgiving. Because I don't have specimens, which is a whole nother thing, which I'm not super happy about. In case you don't know, I'm getting my master's degree in Marine Science. So there we go. It does look a little more extreme on camera. To be honest, in person it really doesn't. You can barely tell. I feel like cameras sometimes pick up on the contrast more. And then because I don't know what that eyeshadow thing did. I like to highlight with this. This is the Michael Marcus Prime Brush. So it's one of these paddle foundation brushes. I'm going to go into that Champagne Pop shade. I'm sure you've heard of it. I'm going to start from the back of my cheekbones and just kind of go in. Now that e.l.f. blush is pretty shiny by itself, but kinda. We're almost done, and then you can come in here. So there we go. And I just am now realizing that I never set my whole face. And I like to set my face. So we're going to do that now. I'm going to use, my foundation is slightly too light for me. So I'm going to use this shade, which is slightly too dark for me. And hopefully it'll blend out. This is the Neutrogena Skin Clearing Mineral Powder. This is in the shade 30 Buff, which is too dark for me. But I love it. And it's like I said, I am having some issues on my chin. So we'll see if it actually helps that. Sometimes it does. It is a really, like, it kicks up a lot of powder. Like, think Lorac shadows. And then we're just going to use it to kind of blend in all the cheeks. Even though I think the cheeks are looking pretty good today. What do y'all think? I'm thinking that looks pretty nice. There we go. And now, I don't recommend this brush, but that's what we got, so we're going to use it. This is the number 17 BH Cosmetics brush. I think it's a powder brush. I use it for bronzer. It is really nice and big, but it sheds a lot. So we're going into that NYC Sunny bronzer again. And I'm just going to bronze up the perimeters of my face. I find that this bronzer oxidizes quite a bit on me. So it'll like start and you can't even see it. And then by the end of like a few minutes later, I look like an Oompa Loompa. So I try not to overdo it. Go down the neck. Just all around this area. I am a little pale. My arms are darker than the rest of me because I was out on the boat yesterday for 8 or 9 hours. We were getting some receivers for stingrays. Getting that information. Yeah, that's what I do. Isn't that exciting? It sounds really cool. It is, if we're being honest. Alright, so then I'm going to take down my hair. It's just up in a claw clip. And let's finish off with the lips. So I'm going to reapply this Lucky Lips. I do like it, but the cinnamon in it can be kind of tingly sometimes. And then, you could really leave it there. But I would, I want to do something kind of warmy. This is the Revlon Super Lustrous Lip Gloss. No. Super Lustrous is CoverGirl, isn't it? Revlon Color Burst Lip Gloss in the shade 022 Sunset Peach. It's not super pigmented, but it'll give us a little bit of shine, I think. So there you go. That's my final look. I really hope you enjoyed it. Again, here's a close-up. You can't even see my blush, can you? I'm happy with it. I hope y'all like it. Let me know if you want to see more of these videos. I can definitely do tutorials more than I do right now. I don't know, sometimes I just feel weird about it. So let me know your personal opinion. I love to talk to y'all. It's one of my absolute favorite things to do on this channel. And thank you so much for watching. It means the world to me. Bye!